Welcome to this week's guidance for the Our Raw Material Thought Practice. I am Tavish Cardiff, one of the co-founders of the practice, and I come here every week and make a little video about how to experience that week's relationship with the pillar in real time. So come back every week. There'll be some different guidance on the same 12 things. From a different perspective, intention-wise, we just pick a different way and go with it. Kwan, my other co-founder, who, if you don't know, passed away last month, suggested that this time we use the perspective of a tree. So I'm kind of working with roots and things like that. So intention is going to be we're going to look at the emotional roots of our intentions. And so this means looking at the things that we are disappointing ourselves over and over by not doing or completing. Let me start by saying intentions are emotional. And if we are healthy, we are creating so many more of them than we could possibly ever make happen. And that's worth taking a breath around. Really, it is. Because once we back off of expecting ourselves to do or have completed all of the things that we've thought of doing, and really realize like how impossible that is, we pause for breath. But there are certain beliefs that our system, our human system, has taken reason out of. And some of it has to do with intention. We create, as I said, so many intentions. And if we look at those as creative exercises, almost like we're dividing them up into categories, and then we see, oh, I have a whole bunch in this category. This is something that probably interests me. And if we check with our values list, week 7, we will probably find ourselves with intentions that match up to our values. Then those become things that we want to focus on. If we're not meeting some of those kinds of intentions, generally, we are caught in fearful thoughts. Regardless of where they come from, they are scary and they're fearful, and we get ourselves hooked in a pattern of thinking things that aren't serving us in any way, that aren't creative. And that is where we also find ourselves trapped in things that don't feel good. So when our intentions, which are going to be all over the place, let's just accept that. But when our intentions become more intentional and we do things like, I'm going to be intentional. I keep saying the word intentionable. I know it's not a real word, but I've said it like 3 times on accident. So just pointing it out, because intention is noticing everything that's being shown around you, noticing the magic that happens as you are trying to make all these other things happen. So stepping back, breathing, especially when we're emotional, especially when we're caught up in something as powerful as intending, that is a creative process. In the intention pillar, we take things to the ideal playground all the time. That's really what we're doing. We're thinking through things that might be fun or that might be exciting, or like I said, might be totally scary. Whatever we're doing with our mental space is at some level a choice, but also at an even more baseline level, it's a pattern. It's a pattern of learning how to think a certain way. And so the easiest way to untangle thoughts that don't serve us, or intentions or beliefs about our thoughts that don't serve us, is to rework the thoughts themselves. Enter the intention of thought practice. 12 pillars, 12 relationships that are uniquely their own relationship. It's your relationship with the pillar. I'm going to tell you what the pillar is, but beyond that, that relationship's yours. I have no idea what your raw material produced. So for a challenge this week, how about we get into the roots of our own intentions and look at the things that we regularly disappoint ourselves with? Ask why. Ask why those intentions sit there as something that we feel we should do that we're not doing, or something that we feel like we should meeting that we're not meeting. Let's look at why we're not meeting it. That opens up a whole different avenue of questions. And if we become curious about those questions, we start to solve the reasons why we let other energies get in the way of positive, healing, vibrational, intentional energy flowing through us. The way that we do that easily is with breath. We can always breathe all the way through any of our systems, any of our joints, run through your whole body, just breathing. You don't have to be in a deep meditation to be meditative. And I think that's another thing where we expect ourselves to meditate a certain way, when if we're just breathing with intention, we are meditative. That's enough. Let's give ourselves a break. Let's recognize all of the cool things that we think about and decide, is it more fun to think about cool things, or would we prefer to stay stuck in the energetic debris of things that make us unproductive or feel unproductive? This is a pattern we can undo. This is a pattern you have the power to undo for yourself, just like I have the power to undo it for myself. And I can tell you that once you start on the journey of doing it, as most of us do, we pick up things like that all the time. But when you do it with intention, it becomes so fun. You have to take my word for it until you're practicing it and feeling it for yourself. I'll be back next week. We'll talk about resources, how to pull things together like these little videos to help you organize your own thoughts, your life, the things that you want, and get yourself manifesting in the directions that feel good intentionally. See you next week. Thanks.